Hi guys, we are back around the pool as per usual. I'm probably going to be here quite often. It's probably going to be a common occurrence, and that is because it's easy, isn't it? I did want to go for a walk today whilst filming this, but I might have a work call like any minute, to the point where I can get a message and have to hop on really quick. So I thought I'd just plot up here. Bit of a shame because the sun's setting. Not that I can see it because my house blocks it, but if I were to go over there I'd be able to see it. But that's fine, there are other days and it's a really nice evening. Had Muay Thai this morning, got breakfast with Izzy, went to the mall, stuff like this, and now I've got basically an evening full of meetings. But anyways, today I'm talking about becoming your own therapist. This is what I called it when I thought I was starting TikTok. For some reason I told myself I'm going to start posting every day on TikTok, and for some reason that lasted like 2 days because I just don't know what it is about TikTok. I can't do it. It just doesn't feel right for me. I don't know why, and I don't know why YouTube does. Enough of that. I've filmed a video on this before, but I want to talk about it in more depth. And yeah, like I said, it's becoming your own therapist, and I would genuinely say that this saved me. I'm not even joking. This method that I discovered, I'm not going to claim that I didn't discover it, but I'm going to promote it because I don't know, maybe I did discover it. I don't know if anyone else does this. Actually I do. That's a lie. I know one other person that does it, and it's basically walking and talking to yourself. But hear me out. Basically, when you get into self-development, a common thing obviously is journaling. And then when you get into journaling, you get into shadow work. If you don't know what shadow work is, it's basically just types of questions that provoke like inner thought, and kind of like I've said before, it's just learning about who you are, your behaviour, what you like, what you don't like, getting to know yourself through shadow work prompts. Some of them are quite emotional and they provoke things within you because it will be about like childhood and stuff. But yeah, questions are brilliant. Go on Pinterest and search up shadow work prompts and those types of questions. But when I got into this, I'm a busy girl, you know. I had a 9-to-5 job and I couldn't find time for like all of this stuff that I wanted to do in the day. So I put 2 and 2 together and I started journaling whilst walking, but not physically writing it down. I would talk to myself out loud. So instead of getting these journal prompts up and writing down the answers, I would get them up and talk to myself as I walked, as if I was having a conversation with someone on the phone. And this is life-changing. Like, I'm not even joking. And you're saying things, you're projecting these thoughts, and then you're like, hold on, that's actually kind of like, that's kind of dumb. Like, why did I do that? Why did I think like that? Not dumb, you're not dismissing your thoughts, but you're now looking at it from like an outsider perspective. You're literally putting your thoughts out there and you're really truly reflecting on it, and you will just discover so much shit. And it's in a conversational way as well, so it feels so lighthearted. It doesn't feel serious. I laugh at myself all the fucking time and it's quite embarrassing, but it's so good. And you can do different roles, you know. You could do it as, right, I'm gonna try and reflect on how I acted in this situation and I really need to play the devil's advocate in this and like try and see it from the other person's perspective. Or you can be like, right, I'm gonna do it as like a therapist role and just genuinely give myself some sympathy for like how I felt about this. There's just, you can do this obviously journaling and writing, but I'm talking about the walk and talk. I now look forward to walking like all the time. The reason I got into it is because I had to get in my 10k steps a day, as well as, like I said, I'm bleeding. Why am I always bleeding when I film? It's because I pick things. Ouch. Yeah, so I like to get my 10k steps a day. So basically, on my typically miserable walks from my house to the station in the mornings before work at like 5 a.m, 6 a.m, I began to do this, and then I began to really look forward to walking rather than dreading it. And this goes for literally anything else as well. If I need to get to the gym, which is like an hour walk or like a 10-minute drive, majority of the time now I'll walk, because I will use this time to talk to myself. And I do this almost every single day, and I check in with myself on such a regular basis. And it's got to the point where I don't always do these journal prompts now. Sometimes I will just talk to myself and I'll be like, right, how are you feeling today? What am I looking forward to? And I'll just chat with myself. But if I need a bit of like structure, I will use the journal prompts, and it's fun. Everybody likes talking about themselves, and you're talking about yourself to yourself. Like, you can't get much better than that, honestly. And you'll be like finding solutions for yourself rather than just blocking off any thought and dismissing a situation and not wanting to deal with anything, you're using your time to like really look into it and study yourself. And that is so important, because that's going to be how you navigate the rest of your life once you know who you are. My storage ran out as usual. So the reason I say this is becoming your own therapist is because a therapist is someone to confide in, but you basically become that person for yourself. And I'm not saying to replace therapy with this. Some people will work much better with therapy, some people will struggle with this a lot more, and I just do need to say it's not like an easy thing. The first however many times I did this, it was really weird and quite uncomfortable. It takes quite a while to get into the flow of it, but I love it so much now that sometimes I even record it in voice memos. I never listen back to them, but it's genuinely like one of my favorite activities to do. Like if I'm bored, walk and talk, simple as. But yeah, you confide in yourself. Oh, I'm literally having to delete like every single app ever to exist on my phone to carry on filming this, because I have no storage. It's literally getting dark, so let's finish up here. But I was basically saying that it's just a way for you to confide in yourself, which also builds trust with yourself, which is so important. And you become your own friend at the end of the day. That's probably why I'm alone so much. Just to clarify, like I said, I'm not saying to replace communicating your emotions with other people for this. There's a fly on my phone. That's something that I'm not good at and I'm working on, because I've kind of like mastered communicating my emotions with myself. I haven't mastered necessarily acting on them in the right way, but I've mastered that initial communication with myself. I'm very good at that now, and acknowledging things like this. However, communicating with other people, nah, that's a whole different ball game that I'm working on, and I will get to in good time. But yeah, that's it. Please give it a go. If it's one person that does it, it's so fun. Like, I will send you journal prompts that I've done, and sometimes, may I just add, it's not always like a serious emotional discussion with myself. Sometimes I get like this or that questions, or like would you rather questions. Genuinely, I enjoy it so much. Is it sad? Quite possibly. I also enjoy doing these questions with other people. That's another one of my favourite activities. Asking fucking questions. I love question cards. I love anything like that. I love a good chat, a good yap. And yeah, I could talk all day about life. I'm gonna leave this one there. It's pretty dark. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.